In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect script fonts in Cricut Design Space so you can turn this into this. And make sure you stay to the end for my pro hack. Let's get started. When you're using a script or cursive font in Cricut Design Space, you're going to realize that your text turns out a little bit off. It'll be disconnected. Let me show you an example. I am going to use the font Babette, which is my favorite farmhouse font, and let's type out the word farmhouse. And if you can see how each of the individual letters are separated, and we don't want it looking like that on the project. You wouldn't want that on a t-shirt or a sign, anything. So let's figure out how to fix that. If you highlight your entire word, one of the first things you can try is to click on your down arrow under the section letter space. And as you click on that, you'll see that the space between the individual letters shrinks. And in the case of this word with this font, it's all connected and I like the way it looks. So we could just go ahead and click Make It. And you'll notice here it is on our board, ready to cut in a way that would make our project look great. But let's go back to our workboard. If we try a different font, let's try another one that I like, another script font that's called Bickley Script. And let's just type out the word gather. If you notice in this font, let's start out by doing the letter spacing like we did in Farmhouse. Go ahead and start bringing those together. Now, if you'll notice, our E and our R are already connected, but the rest of the letters still are separated and disjointed. So that's not going to work. If we go ahead and keep decreasing that space, by the time the G and the A begin to be hooked together, your E and your T are already cutting into the next letter. So that's not going to work on this font. So let's start over. We're going to type the word gather. And in order to fix this one, let's go ahead and turn it red so that we're seeing it separate. Highlight your word, click on Advanced, and now click on Ungroup to Letters. Once you've ungrouped them into individual letters, you'll be able to grab them and move them anywhere on your project board that you would like. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and slide them together. And get them all touching the way they would be in a handwritten cursive font. We can highlight them again and hit Group. What I like to do to double check the spacing is to make my word quite a bit larger. Let me ungroup them again. And as you can see here, my R and E are not connected just right. And it looks like my A is just a little bit off too. So we'll fix the A and let's fix the R so that it's connected. There, that looks good. So we'll highlight it again and hit Group. But now watch what happens if we go to hit Make It right now. If you look at our red board for Gather, they're all individual separate letters. Your Cricut is going to cut them like that, and you would have to try to lay them out on your project, and that's not what we want. So let's go back to our board. The reason that happens is when you just hit group, if you come back here to look at your words, you can see that line between the G and the A and the T and the H. There's a line between each individual letter. And that line is exactly where your Cricut is going to cut. And we want to eliminate those cut lines so that it cuts as one solid word. So what you need to do now is come down to the bottom here and click weld. And now you'll notice that there are no cut lines between any of your letters. So when your Cricut goes to cut this, it's going to cut them out as one solid piece. So we can go ahead and click make it. And you'll see it's one solid piece. Now let me go ahead and show you that pro hack I told you about. Let's go ahead and put another line of text, and I'm going to use Babette. And we'll go ahead and just put the word farmhouse again. And let's ungroup to letters. And like I said, you can move these wherever you want. So as you go to slide them, you're able to move them pretty much anywhere like that, and you could lose how the font is actually supposed to look and come together. So let me tell you about this pro hack. Right click on your letter and hold down the shift key while you very gently move the letter from side to side. And that's going to keep your letter lined up on the Y axis without moving it too far up or too far down. Let's try it again. I'm going to right click on the R, hold down the shift key, and now as I move it, it stays right in that Y position. Let's look one more time. I'm going to click on the M, hold down the shift key, and as I start to move, you'll see that the Y says 1.915, and as I gently move it to the side, it stays on that 1.915, doesn't move it up or down. Just one more way that you're going to be able to make your projects look amazing. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying to the end. Now would be a great time for you to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I put up new Cricut tutorials with great tips and tricks and hacks for you to fall in love with your Cricut machine. Take care. See you next time.